I'll be speaking this morning on your theme, which is Ebenizer. 1 Samuel chapter 7. 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12 to verse 14. The Bible reads, Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shem, and called the name of it Ebenizer, saying, Hitherto had the Lord helped us. So the Philistines were subdued, and they came no more into the coast of Israel. And the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines all the days of Samuel. And the cities which the Philistines had taken from Israel were restored to Israel, from Ekron even unto Gath, and the coast thereof did Israel deliver out of the hands of the Philistines, and there was peace between Israel and the Amorites. May the Lord bless the reading of his words. When Samuel said, this is how far God has helped us, there was a story behind that statement. So you need to go back a few chapters to know the reason why Samuel named that stone Ebenizer. As a background to this, go back to 1 Samuel chapter 4. We understand that Israel and the Philistines went to battle. The Philistines prevailed against Israel. That day, the Israelites lost 4,000 men. So they said to themselves, how come the Philistines had prevailed over us? Let us go back home and re-strategize. So in 1 Samuel chapter 4 verse 3, 1 Samuel chapter 4 verse 3, Bible reads, And when the people were come unto the camp, the elders of Israel said, Wherefore had the Lord smitten us today before the Philistines? Let us fetch the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of Shiloh unto us, that when it cometh among us, it may save us out of the hands of our enemies. So the people sent to Shiloh, that they might bring from thence the ark of the covenant of the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth between the cherubims. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were with the ark of the covenant of God. So people of God lost the battle. They said there was the reason why we lost this battle. The elders came together and said, what are we going to do? They said, let us go and carry the ark of the covenant of God. What was like the seat of God upon the earth? Let us carry it into battle so that the things can reverse. So what was the story? When the ark of the covenant got into battle, the Israelites shouted that even the Philistines had them. Say, what had happened? They said they had brought the ark of the covenant onto battle. Philistines said, was this not the ark of God that helped them in Egypt? We are finished. But they said something to themselves. They said, if we allow the Israelites to win this battle, we are going to become their servants. Just like they were a servant before. We will not allow it. Every man himself will fight to the death. So the Philistines fought unto the death. What was the result? Verse 10. And the Philistines fought, and Israel was defeated. And they fled, every man into his tent. And there was a very great slaughter, for there fell of Israel 30,000 footmen. They lost 4,000 men. They were asking God what happened. They brought the ark of the covenant to help them. And in that day of battle, they lost 30,000 footmen. Verse 11. And the ark of God was taken. To make matters worse, this was what they brought to help them. The Philistines captured the ark of the covenant. And the two sons of Eli, the pastors, Hophni and Phinehas were slain. The two people that were with the ark, they died in battle. When the news got back to the city that our men had been defeated, the ark of the covenant had been taken, the pastors in charge had died, the high priest, who was Eli, the father of those two sons, the man was 98 years old. When he heard the news, he fell backwards and broke his leg and died. That was the battle. They were asking God to help them. The wife of Phinehas, one of the sons of the high priest, she was pregnant. When she heard that they had lost the battle, they had captured the ark of the covenant, the two pastors are dead, one was the husband to her, she went into labor, unplanned labor. She delivered the baby boy. As the baby was coming out, she was dying. She named that baby boy Ichabod. It means the glory had lifted. That was the background to your theme. Things had gotten from bad to worse. Even the ark that represented God was captured in battle. So what happened? Philistines took the ark, and the ark that couldn't help them in battle began to fight them in their country. Philistines said, "Look, we don't want to die anymore," because they were dying. They were having problems. They said, "Look, let us take the ark back to Israel." So they found a way to return the ark. And the ark was in the house of the man called Ebenizer for 20 years. And then the story of Ebenizer started to happen. Then Samuel spoke to them, said, "Look, you have suffered enough. You have seen the glory departed. You have to return to God for God to help you." 1 Samuel 7 verse 4. Then the children of Israel did put away Baalim and Ashtoreth and serve the Lord only. So they began to seek the Lord to say, "Look, God, we are sorry. We had missed it." Verse 9, 1 Samuel 7. And Samuel took a sucking lamb and offered it for a burnt offering wholly unto the Lord. And Samuel cried unto the Lord for Israel, and the Lord heard him. It's important for us to pray, but it's more important for God to hear us when we pray. God only heard the prayer of Samuel for them when they had taken away the false gods from among them. And as he was offering unto God a burnt offering, then God helped them. The Philistines attacked them again. Verse 10. And as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to battle against Israel. But the Lord thundered with a good thunder on that day upon the Philistines, and discomforted them, and they were smitten before Israel. Look how long it took them to have victory. But the victory only came when they repented and went back to God.